I just want to say for those of you that are on Seth's website and are interested in taking lessons from him, after playing guitar for 25 years, I met Seth, and he was able to take me from being a guitar player to becoming a musician, and that he has made all the difference in the world in terms of me being able to achieve the musical goals that I have in my life, including playing jazz around Southern California with bands and being able to sit in and hold my own. Would never have been able to accomplish this without Seth and his lessons and direction. He's a great teacher. He's a sensitive individual from the standpoint of understanding your weaknesses and your strengths, and learns how to teach you around your strengths and how to help you with your weaknesses. So good luck. Take the lessons and run, don't walk to him. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Tony Dueñas. I am a blind guitarist. I wanted to take this opportunity and thank Dr. G for taking me on as a student. Dr. G was extremely helpful, very patient. I had a lot of aha moments with him. I really enjoyed the way he teaches theory, the way he thought of ways to teach guitar to me. I know that I'm his first blind student, and I think we have worked very well together. And many times when I was having a hard time with bars or certain chords, I would text and complain that maybe I was too old, that I couldn't do it. And he was always very, very patient, and I learned quite a bit. And I think he's an amazing teacher. So thank you very much, Dr. G.
Hi, my name is Marissa. I've been working with Dr. Seth Greenberg for a little over 4 years. I started doing online Zoom lessons with him, and that's been for about 2.5 years. At first I wasn't sure how I would be with the online lessons, but then I found out that it worked really well with my schedule, as it offered more flexibility. Prior to working with Seth, I took guitar lessons 20 years prior for about 4 years in middle and high school. And I took lessons with a classical guitar teacher who is strictly classical, who did strictly classical guitar. And because of that, I lost my motivation to learn guitar when I wanted to try out different types of guitar songs. But I like Seth's teaching method because Seth has a broad guitar and music background, and has a really open mind and is supportive of what his students wish to play. I played a lot of different types of music with his help. For example, I have played rock, country, blues, jazz, Mexican, Hawaiian, and folk music. There aren't really any songs that I don't think he could help a student play. He's even told me that one of his students played a song from an arcade game, which I thought was cool. And then about a year ago, we began to add improvisation to the songs that I'm playing, and I didn't think I would ever try my hand at improv, so I thought that was cool. And he has a really neat method to learn improvisation, which is actually pretty simple. And so that's what we've been doing a lot of recently. In addition to his knowledge and background, he's a very patient teacher, and I could tell that he enjoys teaching. So I definitely recommend him as a teacher.
Hello, this is a short video recording about my experience learning music and guitar with Dr. Seth Greenberg. I have had a guitar for a long time. I started learning about guitar as a teenager, and initially I had some group lessons for about 6 months while in elementary or middle school. And I learned about chords, and I learned one scale, and I was set. I was quite happy with just knowing that I was able to play simple songs. I was able to figure out chords to simple songs, and then learned from friends, learned from trying through trial and error, trying to figure out songs. More recently, a few years ago, I started learning a little more. So that intrigued me, and I started reading more. I started learning about music theory. I started reading about scales and harmony and whatnot, and it kind of made sense, but it also didn't make sense. It also didn't. It was hard to put together. It was hard to figure out for me how to put some melody with chords. How to when do they work together? When do they not work together? So then I started reading more. I started browsing all kinds of websites and YouTube videos and reading books, and it just wasn't getting together. I couldn't make sense of it. I was getting frustrated that I'm not finding the information that I want. I wanted to see how basically how do melodies and chords fit together? When do they fit? When do they not fit? And like basic structure, basic structure of arranging a song. So then I decided I really needed help. I needed to find a private instructor and try taking lessons. And so I started looking around, looked around local music shops, and then stumbled upon Seth's website. From there, I signed up for online lessons. I started learning about rhythm and beat, some things that I wasn't aware of at all. That is essential. That is the most important part of playing music. That just didn't naturally come to me, and Seth was pointing out the importance of those things, and so it was quite opening my eyes. I learned about chord construction. I learned about chord inversions. Um, um, Seth started teaching me about improvisation. It never occurred to me that I would be looking to learn improvisation. I didn't even know what improvisation. I just knew it was an abstract and very difficult thing to do. But I started learning about improvisation, and before you know it, I started doing improvisation over simple chord sequences. It is a great feeling that you have that freedom, that you can play over a chord progression in single notes on your own, just coming up with whatever single notes you want that fit that chord progression. Um, Working with Seth has been quite a positive experience. Seth has a very nice personality in the sense that he's always present in the conversation. He's attentive. He can listen. He's very clear in conversation. He will make sure I understand what he's talking about. He will listen to understand what I'm talking about. Like if I'm asking a question, if I'm describing a problem, he will pay attention and understand what I'm talking about. Seth is an author. He has written several books about music. He has a graduate level education in music, and basically he knows what he's talking about. Whichever topic about music I bring up, he's there. He can answer. He can discuss. We can have a conversation. I can learn from Seth about a particular topic. The administrative side of lessons, Seth manages and runs, and he's always on time. always flexible, although he has a fairly structured way of doing things, and there's which is essential for good relationship. He has clear rules of how the relationship is expected to work. And so in general, very positive experience. Seth is also a performer. He performs at events or at restaurants. He has played in bands. His mentors are some of the famous musicians. So overall, I would highly recommend having Seth as a music instructor and guitar instructor. I really do, to the extent that I recommended Seth as a guitar instructor to a friend of mine, a childhood friend who I grew up with and who happens to live in the same town. He actually signed up, and he's impressed and he's happy learning from Seth. So that is all happy, and I have learned a lot. I enjoy guitar much more, and I look forward to learning more.